What the fuck am I doing? Am I really making a response video to Riley J. Dennis? Yes, I am. And oh boy, is this one going to be cringy. Now, for context, I watched about a minute of this while looking up Riley J. Dennis videos. And oh my god, I'm going to be speaking from my own experience as someone who she's trying to defend in this video.
Hey everyone, so you've probably already heard about this since I'm covering this news like a week late, but Netflix has a new original show coming out in August called
Let me full
Insatiable,
screen
and they
this.
just released the trailer, and it looks awful for so many reasons. Let me just recap for you what we saw from the trailer. Basically, there's a girl in high school who's fat, so everyone bullies her and is super mean to her, and life is terrible. Then she gets punched in the face, has her jaw wired shut for the summer, and because she can't eat, she loses a ton of weight and comes back to school the next year super hot. But instead of using her new hotness and popularity to blend in, she wants revenge on the people who made fun of her when she was fat. Apparently it's even being
Now, keep in mind, I don't own a Netflix account, so I can't watch the cocksucking show when it comes on. But if it's any good, some reviewers on YouTube will tell me. Hell Xeon for one.
marketed as like body positive, as if the revenge angle is somehow supposed to justify all the shitty attitudes towards fat people that
Well, part of that could be the attitude that's brought up with the fativist movement. You know, where fat people are telling other fat people, hey, it's okay to be fat, join us, we'll rebel against skinny people. You think it might be, you think part of that might be a result of the fativists, and this show is trying to take a jab at them?
this show embraces. So let's talk about a few aspects of this. First, the fat suit. The trailer starts off with a thin actress wearing a fat suit. That's just insulting right off the bat. I've seen tons of fat people on Twitter talking about how fat suits just make them really uncomfortable, and I think that's totally
Well, I would assume that about 20% of them have watched Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor. When he was supposed to be big fatty professor, he put on a fat suit, and nobody gave a fuck about that then. They've had fat suits in Hollywood for how fucking long? Since fat people wanted other fat people to be in movies, and Hollywood didn't want to have to cover the costs of possible health injury or health deficiencies for fat people. So they came up with the most health efficient solution of using a fat suit for skinny actors to wear. You ever think that might be where that fat suit comes from?
fair. Fat suits make a mockery of actual fat people's bodies, and I
Where? In what aspect? Can you name an aspect?
can't believe a show thinks it's actually okay to use one as a central plot point in 2018. Plus, the whole premise of her getting her jaw wired shut is fucked on so many levels. Do you realize what
Well, she got hit pretty hard in the jaw. Now, yes, I can agree that sewing it shut might be a little fucked up, but here's the thing. It's fiction. Nobody gets their jaw snapped shut with sewing in real life. Like if somebody punched me in the jaw, my jaw would be dislocated, but here's the thing. A couple doctors, if I go to the hospital, would try to pop my jaw back into place.
message this is sending to teenagers? It says,
Not eating for months is a good thing. It will make you hotter and more popular and make people like you.
I cannot express how damaging that will be for young kids to hear. They already have to deal with so much bullshit in other forms of media. Imagine them seeing this. Imagine the effect it will have on impressionable teenage girls who think that if they starve themselves, they can be hot and popular too.
I. Okay. I think a better thing that they would take out of it is just maybe, for goddamn sake, don't be born in an area. Or no, I can't make that one because a couple people are going to be pissed off. I think a better one that they might take out of this is, hey, life sucks. You might get bullied, but hey, you just gotta live with it. Now, the extreme shit that happens, they're certainly not going to take away from this, but general message should be if you're fat, you're going to be easier to make fun of because, we're big, we got big bellies. We need to burn some weight, Riley.
It just breaks my heart. These young folks need to know that that's not how it works. None of this. Starving yourself is never the answer. This show is unrealistic in like 15 different ways, but it tries to pass itself off as realistic. Like at least when we have superhero shows, we know those aren't realistic, but this is a show
Yeah, because superheroes are impossible in real life.
that's trying to pass itself off as grounded in reality when it's not. Because look, with the jaw wiring thing, this shit has actually been studied. Like scientists have actually studied people who used jaw wiring to lose weight. Because our society would rather wire people's jaws shut than respect fat people.
In what world? They would be more concerned about fat people with heart attacks and cysts growing on their butts than they would be about jaw wiring. I should know. I got a cyst once myself from putting on too much weight. I had to get surgery to get it removed. But the long and short of it is that the more weight you have, the more health risks you're gonna go through and possibly not survive.
Jesus fucking Christ. But anyway, a review of these studies from 2015 found that while jaw wiring often resulted in rapid weight loss, that weight was consistently regained among patients. So like, is this character just going to regain all the weight she lost? Because that would be the realistic thing.
Well, that all depends on what the show writers write for her. If she stays skinny after the jaw wiring, good for her. If she decides to become fat again, good for her. But nobody in their right mind is going to look at this and say, oh my god, the jaw wiring made her lose weight? Holy fucking dog shit, I need to go out and get a jaw wire myself. No. In fact, all the show is just showing one bad way to lose weight. That's all.
But somehow I can't see the show doing that, since it would fuck with their whole now she's hot because she's skinny bullshit. Also, one other thing I noticed while looking at the scientific review from 2015 was that the average weight lost among patients was 25 kilograms or about 55 pounds over 6 months. This show says she lost weight over summer break, so like 2, maybe 3 months? If her story was based in reality, she would have lost like 20 or 30 pounds, but the show clearly shows her losing way more than that. Like at least
Okay, this point from Riley, I actually don't have a problem with. Because if we're doing math, if you lose 55 pounds in 6 months and summer is 3 months, then you'd probably lose about 27.5 pounds. Now, this might seem a bit excessive for weight to be lost naturally, but again, she didn't have anything to eat or drink, so I doubt she would have survived for long.
100 pounds. But young people are gonna see this show and think,
Wow, I could look like that too if I just didn't eat for a summer.
and that's just not true. That's not how bodies work. Plus, when you have rapid weight loss, you definitely have stretch marks and loose extra skin. That's just how bodies work. But
Yeah, and guess what? With exercise, those stretch marks can be made into muscles. Like, if I were to lose weight right now by just running, biking, and basic exercise, I guarantee you I'd probably have a couple stretch marks on my belly. But guess what? If I go to the gym and work on my body strength, meaning from my abs to my stomach, they'd probably be ripped in about 3 or 5 weeks.
But then she comes back to school rocking a crop top with no visible stretch marks or loose skin. Because that would fuck with the show's whole now she's conventionally attractive thing. Even though people can be hot and have stretch marks and have loose skin. Like these things.
I'll give her that. But it might be a vast minority of people.
Aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, people can be fat and hot. Like, there are so many hot fat people. I just cannot understand the mindset of genuinely believing that fat is the opposite of beautiful.
Because natural. Okay. Most of the time when someone is fat, it ruins their body image because people will tend to think of them as ugly. Now, there is a bit of. First off, when you date a supermodel, they're just going to be hot right off the bat. Okay? Now, weight does contribute to whether you're beautiful or ugly. The more you weigh, the more you end up looking like a giant land whale. Now, this can have a reverse effect as well. Don't get me wrong. If you're too skinny, you might look like. What's a good comparison here? Well, you might look like Mothering from Metroid if she decided to hit the gym and lose a few kilograms. That's why people always say exercise and eat in moderation so that you can lose all of your fat.
Can be fat and beautiful. Like, there are so many gorgeous fat people in this world. Where's the storyline of a fat girl having a glow up, still being fat as hell, and then getting revenge? I'd watch the shit out of that. You don't have to throw in weight loss to make her hot. Cast a fat actress, throw out the fat suit, portray a fat person as desirable and hot for once. That would not be hard, and it would be a much better show with a much more positive message.
Yeah, but it could also be more costly to put someone who's fat in the role of a main character instead of just getting a fat suit and applying it to a skinny character and then taking it off halfway through the show. Do you understand how Hollywood costs work? Because it's better just to spend a few dollars on a fat suit than having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on medical costs.
But okay, I kind of got off track. There's another thing I want to talk about with this storyline, and that's, did she learn to do her hair and makeup better over the summer? Like, the show is so focused on the weight loss aspect of her that it ignores that she's just, like, suddenly learned to do this amazing makeup over the summer as well. Like, now she's got this bright lipstick and glowing contour, as if she couldn't have done that while she was fat. I know so many fat people who are literal makeup artists. Fat people can be...
Okay, the hair thing, that's a nitpick. So why Riley Dennis wants to make it a huge problem, I have no idea. That's just a nitpick. Personally, I'd spend about 5 seconds on it saying, well, that's stupid, and just move on.
Amazing at makeup. You don't have to lose weight to do really cool makeup. This show was just really pushing the here's the before and here's the after thing, as if fat people only exist as a before. But fat people exist as an after all the time. In fact, right now there are fat people existing and thriving and they're not a before. In fact, I've seen fat people posting on Twitter and Instagram with the hashtag #NotYourBefore, and I just think that's fucking great and I support these folks 2000%. Fat people deserve to be an after in the story as well, not just as the tragic backstory. There were a couple other things in the trailer as well. Like, she says that the other girls were off getting laid while she was at home stuffing another hole. And I don't even know where to start with that. Like, apparently you can only be getting laid or be eating a lot of food? Shit, I know a lot of people who do both. Fat people get laid all the fucking time. And your weight...
I would like to know where. Are they getting laid in California? Are they getting laid in New Jersey? Where? Are they getting laid in goddamn Maine? Like, where? Where in all the time are fat people getting laid, Riley? Can you provide specific examples? Or do I just have to take your word as a general statement?
Isn't solely determined by if you just sit on the couch and eat food all day. Weight is so much more complicated than that, and everyone's body just has a different equilibrium where it's
Now, yes, for some people, weight is a complicated thing because it all comes from emotional health as well as physical health and social health as well. But for most people, yeah, it's mainly just them sitting on their ass and eating food and not putting in any fucking exercise. And for some others, drinking beer. Now, I don't drink beer, I drink water. Well, I know a couple of YouTubers that do drink alcohol.
comfortable. Blaming it all on someone sitting at home and eating food is reductive and ignores all the complicated facets of weight. Just everything about this trailer is wrong and harmful and just so far out there that it seems like a parody, but it's real. And I just keep seeing the show's creators and actors defending it as some sort of feminist body positive thing, and I just cannot see that at all.
Well, considering the left right now has its own conundrums to deal with, I'd say that's an appropriate response from them. Because you have multiple facets of the left just eating each other up. I mean, you got the body positivity movement, you've got the left that wants people to work out, you got feminists over here that are sex positive, you got feminists over there that are sex negative. Yeah, Riley, it's not hard to see them defending the show with the current fucking splits that are happening right now on the left.
I think thin people are making
Now, don't get me wrong, there are splits in the right too, but who has the more splits out of the two?
a show that mocks fat people while simultaneously believing that it's empowering because it makes them feel good. That's bullshit. We should listen to fat people about this stuff. Like, if you've only ever heard about this from me, please go seek out fat people talking about this show because
Funny. Because I just gave my 2 cents on it, so really, Riley, you're attracting people to me just by saying go watch fat people talk about their own experiences and what they have to deal with. Well, I'm one of them.
their opinions are
So is War Corpse. But hey, you don't see Riley defending him now, do you?
infinitely more valuable than mine. I just wanted to voice my support for them. One video I'd highly recommend is Megan Tonjes's video on this subject because I think she talks about it very eloquently and she offers a perspective that I cannot give you. So I'll link to that down in the description. And yeah, I think that's all I had for you today. Thanks so much for watching.
And now I'm gonna go drink some water and try to forget this video. I mean, look, Riley, if you're going to speak on behalf of all fat people, you might want to hear what they have to say for both sides of the fucking coin flip. Because there are several fat people that are ashamed to be fat and want to try to lose the weight. And they express their concerns with other fat people wanting to stay fat and become even fatter. Again, there's that split that you're most likely not going to address, but whatever. This video's gone on long enough.